Hi, it's Miss Cyberling, and today we're going to think about writing in scene. So it is far, far more interesting to read a story as it is unfolding than to have characters sort of like recount what happened in the story. So we want to keep our writing very active and present so that our readers are having the experience that the characters are having alongside them. And you probably, if you think back on something that you read, it was probably very of that realm. So whatever was happening in the story, you were going through it with the character. You were feeling the emotions that they were feeling. You were not quite sure what was going to happen next. And so I'm just going to read really quick out of my book, The Young Writer's Fiction Workbook, an example of something that's written in scene and then an example of something that is not written in scene, so you can kind of understand. So this is an example of something written in scene. Martha looked over both shoulders. There was no sign of the man in the red cap. She had slipped out of the restaurant while he was speaking to a waiter, and his eyes had left her. Her heart was like a trapped insect in a jar, fluttering inside her chest. The pavement was slick and wet. She had worn heels, but it would be impossible to run. She didn't know if she would be able to scream, but the traffic was already loud on Fifth Avenue, so did it make a difference? She checked for the man again, this time turning her whole body, and caught a blur of red. She stopped. The man in the red cap stood under a street lamp, untwisting the string that connected an umbrella to his wrist. The light was bright on his face, his eyes on hers, calm and collected. So here's what that same scene would be like if the events were summarized and were just reported back. Martha was afraid that she was being followed by a man from the restaurant. She left when he wasn't looking. She checked to see if he had come after her, and he had. So I think you can see what I mean, right? The first one is far more intriguing, interesting, suspenseful. The second one, we still get what's happening in the story, but it kind of feels very factual. So are we ready to try this ourselves? Shall we? So here's your prompt for the day. So I'd like you to write a paragraph in which a woman recounts what she did after finding a mysterious package at the door. And then after you do that, you're going to put us in the perspective of the woman as she discovers the package. Write what she does at the exact moment she does it. So how does she feel about finding the package? What motivates her to open it? How does she feel about what is inside? And then just kind of notice the difference between the two different takes that you wrote. And this is all available in my book, The Young Writer's Fiction Workbook, which is available on Amazon.